In a lush, green forest, there lived two mighty bulls. They were the strongest animals around, with muscles like mountains and horns as sharp as spears. One was named Rocky, for he was as sturdy as a boulder. The other was called Blaze, because his temper was as fiery as a wildfire. For years, they had been the best of friends, grazing together, playing together, and protecting each other from harm. The entire forest admired their unbreakable bond. One day, a new bull arrived. His name was Thunder, and he was even bigger and stronger than Rocky and Blaze. Thunder was arrogant and loved to show off his strength. He saw Rocky and Blaze and immediately felt a surge of jealousy. He couldn't stand the idea of anyone else being considered strong. He wanted to be the one and only king of the forest. So Thunder decided to break their friendship. He went to Rocky when he was alone, grazing by the river. "Rocky," he said, his voice dripping with false concern, "I have to tell you something as a friend. I overheard Blaze talking about you. He said your horns are getting dull and that you're growing slow and weak. He thinks he's much stronger than you now." Rocky's heart sank. He couldn't believe his best friend would say such things. Doubt began to creep into his mind. Later that day, Thunder found Blaze resting under a large oak tree. "Blaze, my friend," he began, putting on a worried expression. "I don't want to cause trouble, but I heard Rocky boasting to the other animals. He said you're all talk and no action, and that in a real fight, you wouldn't stand a chance against him. He laughed about how you follow him around like a shadow." Blaze's fiery temper ignited. How dare Rocky, his brother, betray him like this? The seeds of suspicion were planted. When Rocky and Blaze met later, they didn't greet each other with their usual friendly nudges. Instead, they stared at each other with cold, distrustful eyes. An awkward silence hung between them, thick with unspoken accusations. Their friendship, once as solid as a mountain, was now cracking. Watching from a distance, Thunder smirked. His plan was working perfectly. He continued to spread lies, adding more fuel to the fire. He told Rocky that Blaze was planning to challenge him to a fight to prove his superiority. He told Blaze that Rocky was sharpening his horns, preparing to drive him out of the forest for good. The tension grew until it was unbearable. The two friends, now bitter enemies, finally confronted each other in the middle of a large clearing. The other animals gathered at a safe distance, their hearts heavy with sadness. They couldn't believe the two best friends were about to fight. "So, you think I'm weak, do you?" Rocky bellowed, pawing the ground. "And you think I'm just a follower?" Blaze roared back, lowering his massive head. They charged. The ground shook as they crashed into each other. Their horns locked with a sound like a thunderclap. They pushed and shoved, each trying to overpower the other. The forest, which once echoed with their happy bellows, was now filled with the sounds of their furious battle. They fought for hours, growing more and more exhausted, their bodies covered in scratches. Their friendship was being torn apart with every blow. Hiding behind a large bush was a small, clever rabbit named Pip. Pip had long admired the two bulls and couldn't bear to see them destroy each other. He had a quick mind and sharp ears, and he had overheard Thunder whispering his lies to different animals. Pip knew he had to do something, but he was just a small rabbit. How could he stop two giant raging bulls? An idea sparked in Pip's mind. It was risky, but it was their only hope. He waited for a moment when the two bulls paused to catch their breath, their sides heaving. Dashing out from the bush, Pip ran right between them. "Stop!" he squeaked in the loudest voice he could manage. The bulls were so surprised to see the tiny rabbit that they actually stopped. They stared down at him, confused. "Why are you fighting?" Pip asked, his little heart pounding. "You are brothers. Don't you remember all the years you spent together, protecting one another?" "He betrayed me," Rocky grunted, glaring at Blaze. "No, he betrayed me." Blaze shot back. Pip shook his head, You've both been tricked by thunder." The bulls looked at him, their anger mixed with disbelief. Pip quickly recounted everything he had heard. He told them how Thunder had lied to Rocky, and then told a different lie to Blaze. He explained how Thunder had been boasting to the squirrels and the birds about his clever plan to turn them against each other so he could be the strongest. As Pip spoke, the anger in the bulls' eyes slowly faded, replaced by confusion and then dawning realization. They looked at each other, not as enemies, but as the old friends they once were. They saw the hurt and exhaustion in each other's faces. The lies they had believed so fiercely now seemed ridiculous. How could they have been so foolish? Shame washed over them. They had let an outsider destroy a bond that was supposed to be unbreakable. Just then, Thunder, who thought the fight was over and one of them was defeated, stepped out into the clearing, a triumphant look on his face. But he didn't see a victor and a loser. He saw Rocky and Blaze standing side by side, their anger now directed at him. "You," Rocky said, his voice a low growl. "You lied to us. You tried to destroy our brotherhood," Blaze added, his eyes burning with a new, righteous fire. Thunder's arrogant smile vanished. He realized his trick had been discovered. He saw the two strongest bulls in the forest, their friendship reforged and stronger than ever, united against him. He didn't stand a chance. With a yelp of fear, Thunder turned and fled, running as fast as he could, never to be seen in that forest again. Rocky and Blaze turned to each other, their hearts full of regret. "I'm sorry, my friend," Rocky said softly. "I should have never doubted you." "I'm sorry too," Blaze replied. "My temper got the best of me. I should have trusted you." They turned to the little rabbit who was watching them with hopeful eyes. They knelt down, lowering their huge heads to his level. "Thank you, Pip," Rocky said. "You are small in size, but your wisdom and courage are bigger than any mountain." "You saved our friendship," Blaze added. "You are the true hero of this forest." From that day on, the three of them became the best of friends. Rocky and Blaze learned a valuable lesson: that true friendship is built on trust and communication, and that it's too precious to be broken by jealousy and lies. And everyone in the forest learned that sometimes the greatest strength doesn't come from mighty horns or powerful muscles, but from a clever mind and a brave heart. And so, the forest was peaceful once more, with the two mighty bulls and the clever little rabbit living happily together, their story a reminder for generations to come. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales from the heart of the forest. See you next time.